What's a common myth about your profession that you'd like to debunk? Customer-facing workers do not, surprisingly, set policy or prices, cannot generally give more than a token discount, do not care if you take your business elsewhere, have feelings and rights, and will generally forget you the moment you're out of sight. If you are unhappy and want real action, A. Learn how to complain effectively, and it rarely involves yelling or threats, and B. Politely ask for a manager. Furious customers generally get the bare minimum the manager can do. Polite and reasonable customers generally get above and beyond responses. Retired chef here. Never in all my years in a kitchen have I ever seen anyone spit in or tamper with someone's food. Food safety is serious in kitchens, even at fast food places. If anyone were to be seen to intentionally mess with someone's food, they would be fired on the spot. The last thing any place wants is for a customer to get sick or worse. I wouldn't let my workers even joke around about it near me. Still a good idea to treat restaurant workers with respect and politeness. Just like any other human deserves respect until they show otherwise. Journalist. I do not make enough money to take part in some high-level conspiracy to mislead the public based on the whims of whatever overlords you believe in. My son works at a convenience store and makes more hourly than I do. Yes, a lot of journalism outlets are very biased and some journalists make money by grifting, but those are usually large companies and famous talking heads. Most of us are working at small local news outlets and we're just trying to provide a service to our communities and hopefully pay the bills. Professional illustrator, specifically storyboard artist. I think the biggest myth is that people are magically born with the ability to draw, like Benders in Avatar. I do think talent exists, but it's a simple name to explain a variety of factors: coping mechanisms for mental health, early exposure to information, quality of teachers, financial advantages, arbitrary interest in a subject, etc. that can affect how quickly you learn. And nobody who is at a professional level got there without working really, really hard. Neuroscience researcher here. No, I cannot tell you if your acquaintance is a psychopath. Your headache is actually a brain tumor. Your intrusive thoughts are the result of taking mushrooms 15 years ago. Your cat's anti-epilepsy medicine is the best option available. And yes, these are all questions I've been asked after explaining what I do for a living. In short, I don't know everything about everyone's brains or the brains of animals just because I study the brain. I work as a claims adjuster for a home insurance company. We do not look for any excuse to deny claims. Not only is that unethical, it's borderline unlawful. We are contractually obligated to pay whatever we owe on a covered loss. The problem is that nobody ever reads their policies to see what isn't covered. Denying a claim sucks. For the customer, adjuster, mitigation company, etc. Believe me, I always err on the side of paying if there's any gray area. Lawyer here. Many of us have not seen the inside of a courtroom since the day we were sworn into the profession. We don't all do trial work. Many of us advise clients on points of commercial law, estate planning, tax planning, financing transactions, and other matters that do not involve courtroom work unless something goes seriously wrong, in which case we usually pass the matter to a colleague who specializes in that area. Rocket scientist adjacent here. Scientists are generally well-adjusted, gregarious and extremely communicative. The dysfunctional, cluelessly absent-minded stereotype is about as far from an actual researcher as one can get. Most programmers are introverted, but are not raging Asperger's monsters. Most will make a huge effort, one-on-one, to help each other. But it is true that we're all in it to make Star Trek a reality. Athletic trainers are not personal trainers. ANTs must complete a master's degree through an accredited program similar to an advanced level nurse or physical therapist. They also have to pass a standardized national exam and then complete the requirements of the state you wish to practice in. ANTs are the main cog of the sports medicine team and are an allied health profession. Current retail worker. We are not all here with no other options in life. People choose this field for a variety of reasons, most of which have nothing to do with lack of formal education. I have 2 degrees, just don't be a dick and don't talk down to us like we are stupid. We are humans with feelings and families trying to make life work just like the rest of the world. Accountant. There are several different types of accountants: audit, tax, governmental, public, industry, etc. We don't know how to do your taxes, not even the tax accountants, since they mainly focus on business taxes. We really aren't great at math either. We just do basic math, and even then Excel does it for us. Accounting is closer to law than math. Again, a lot of it takes how long? But I'd give it's a myth of short time or just unrealistic expectations set by a capitalist society focused on convenience of the customer to the exclusion of all else, meeting head-on with the reality of custom shoe repair jobs performed by one of 3 small shops servicing a city of 150,000 people. That social workers only take children from their homes and parents. Social workers advocate for their clients in many different professions. School districts, hospitals, nonprofits, geriatrics, policy, hospice, and many more professions. As for me, I'm currently working on my master's to be a hospital social worker. Go to a meal or hang out with nurses. We'll tell you more than you ever wanted to know without breaking confidentiality. Ask us what the worst thing we've seen done is, same conversation as above. It won't be the worst thing though. No one hears that, but we probably dream about it. Mine gave me PTSD. Veterinary technician here. I do not sit around and pet animals all day. I'm doing blood draws and running labs, taking radiographs, monitoring anesthesia and anesthetized patients, administering injections and filling meds, answering the phone, triaging patients. I even give CPR. I save lives every day. You can't just walk into a police department's evidence room. Every cop drama shows police going into them and finding millions of boxes to sort through. They're not allowed in there, ever. If the chief of police told me I had to let him into my office, I would tell him to go fuck off. Claims adjuster here. It's not my job to deny your claim or shortchange you. You thinking that it is gives the impression that I give a fuck. I don't care. Really. If your claim falls in necessary parameters. Cool. I'll pay you and literally never think about you again. I'm no longer a librarian. I went to the dark side and sell books now, but the number of people who thought we could read on the clock was something. Like, dude, if I could read on the clock, then I would not be sitting here teaching you how to turn on a computer server here. Here's 20 tip isn't a great tip. It should be the baseline. It's not an easy job. It's taxing on the mind and body. I feel so bad for servers at cheap restaurants. When I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings, I'd be lucky to walk out with $8,100. Ad agency executive here. It's a grind. There is no glitz. No glamour. Deadlines are stressful. Hours at the office are very long. Client demands are often unachievable. Let me tell you, what you see in movies and on TV is not representative of the real world. I work online orders for a large retailer. More often than not, if your order was cancelled, it's because we just couldn't find it anywhere. Might have been stolen, put across the store by other customers or employees, never received by us, lost to the ether, etc. Mechanical engineer here. Most of us can't help fix or troubleshoot your car. This field is so broad, you could have 10 me's in a room and they not be interchangeable whatsoever due to the varied nature of the plethora of me jobs out there. Not all computer programmers know how to fix computers and or build PCs. I happen to know how to do both, but I know many programmers that have no idea how to build a PC. It kind of baffles me. But I understand it. But most people don't. Regardless of my field, being the boss sucks. It's either clients or employees fighting me all day. No matter what choice I make, someone has something to say about it. I might make a little more money, but at what cost? Teachers only work during the school year. Most teachers put in hours before and after hours plus weekends, days off, and summer break. At least 1 or 2 of my teacher friends have used sick days to get more work done. I'm a real estate developer. I'm not evil. I take shitty old borderline dangerous homes and turn them into really cool spaces for people to live in, with a focus on sustainability and great access to public transit. Sailor here. Girl in every port is a myth nowadays. With working schedules being so tight, there is barely any shore leave. If there is, it's hard enough to get to town and enjoy the little bit of free time you got. Environmental engineers do not spend our days saving the world, or endangered species, or cleaning up pollution. The majority of our work is compiling information from databases to facilitate real estate transactions. Casino employee here. Casinos are not out to cheat you, they don't need to. They would rather treat your money with integrity to keep you coming. Most people come back with winnings, lose it all back and then some. Dermatology. We cannot make you look 20 again. We can make your skin tighter, fuller, and smooth out blemishes, but if you come in expecting to turn back the clock to attain eternal youth, you will be disappointed. I work in IT. You must have some people skills in that business. If you want to be successful and make a name for yourself, talk to people and be present, Don't hide behind a computer or server rack all the time. That teaching is hard work. If you love inspiring people, and wake up every day prepared to make a difference, the week flies by. 15 years in, and the young people of today amaze me, day in and day out. I'm not trying to rip you off, ma'am. I literally took this air filter out of your engine bay 3 seconds ago. It's sturdy AF, and I'm telling you I can replace it right here and now. Are you in or out? As someone in the cannabis industry, no. Not all of us are high all the time. In my state it's illegal to consume on premises 500 feet of a cannabis facility or dispensary. We do get samples, though. I do not just play with babies. I am not a case manager. I have a degree to do my job. I work with children with special needs and their families. I have been doing this for 30 fucking years. Junk mail is what keeps the price of a stamp under $1 and allows them to deliver to every door. And no, you can't use prepaid postage to mail a brick and stick it to the junk mailer. I will not just ask you to turn it off and on again. Sometimes I will ask you if you actually plugged it in, as it covers most of the cases where rebooting isn't the problem. That to be a good teacher I need to go above and beyond the norm. No, I make the best of my time from 7:50 to 3:20. I don't work outside my contract hours, and neither should you. Just because I know how to write Python code doesn't mean I know how to do literally everything on your computer for you. Or want to. Stop asking me to be Geek Squad massage therapist. Myth: we see naked people all the time. No. Just no. We haven't seen it all. We don't want to see it all. We actively try not to see it all.